Hey guys, so I keep forgetting to do this. I have spent the last 3 days on a new blanket. I have blocked the Briar Rose 70s Vibes blanket, which has been on the floor for the last 24 hours and is now hanging it up because can't have it on the floor anymore. So I have been working on the carousel blanket by West Yorkshire Spinners in the Bo Peep Luxury Baby DK yarn, and I now have all these ends to weave in. So I finished the main part of the blanket. Part of it is wider. It finished wider than it started, so I'm a bit concerned about that, and that I'm going to have to block it quite aggressively. But I also ran out of some of the colours, so I had to make do with the last few rows because that's all I have left of these 5. Yeah, so I have these 2 left. There is 2 rounds of the border to do and then that is done, but I have tied off all of the ends and now I need to weave them in before I can do the border, so that is going to be fun. I have also been on the hunt for a 3.75 circular needle, for knitting needles that is, because I want to make a start on the strawberry, I think it's the strawberry lemonade shawl by Gemma of the Midnight Diary. I've actually printed it off, I don't know why I'm trying to guess. It is the strawberry lemonade shawl by Gemma, which was in her cozy box for this month. So couldn't find one that is the right length, but I have found a 3.75 short circular, so I'm going to give it a start and at least try and get to a point of where it's starting to grow, and I actually need to go and get a bigger needle. Yeah, I've also been digging out random stuff, so whilst I was trying to find that needle, I then found 8 balls of DK yarn, which would look really nice as a confetti waves blanket, so that's now going on my list as well. And I'm going to go for a walk, I think, and then get in a shower because this needs washing. Yeah, also, my sister did my nails last night. Aren't they pretty? So yeah, I don't know, I've been watching D&D for the last 3 days as well with my son whilst making a blanket. I didn't think a blanket could be done in 3 days, but apparently it can, so that's proof for you. Yeah, so I'm going to go for a walk whilst the weather is still nice and sunny, and then I am going to shower and put D&D on, I think, and weave in the ends on this blanket so I can do the border. I do need to also edit July's podcast, so that is also on my list of things to do this month, or at least today. For this week, I was supposed to be working today at the craft shed in Basildon. Unfortunately, the owner has tested positive for COVID, so that is going to be postponed. We are hoping that we can put both of my classes on the same day, because I'm also due to go in on the 17th of August. So one is meant to be a morning session, one could be an afternoon session. So we'll see how that goes. And yeah, that's it for today. I will see you all again. If I pick up the camera again, I will see you again later. If not, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Hi guys, finally showered and washed my hair. It feels so much better. So it is Friday. Yesterday I pretty much spent the whole day watching D&D, weaving in the ends on the carousel blanket, and then finishing off the 2 rounds of border for it, of which I almost ran out of yarn just for the border. I had to use a sneaky bit of another ball of seahorse just to do 4 stitches of the border, and then that was after undoing one whole side and redoing it. I was still 4 stitches short, and I thought I can't bother to do it again. And then did the exact same thing on the second row of border, which is a different colour, and ended up having to finagle it in a way that I used the tail from when I started that row of border to do the last few stitches. Yeah, so that was interesting. I wove all the ends in, and this morning I have blocked it. It is currently on the floor, as you do. Yeah, I have not done anything other than that's been productive today. I've sat on my phone and read a story through one of my apps, and I have been looking through all of the Crochet Society boxes to try and find a 6mm hook that has a polymer clay handle grip. Can't find one, so I'm going to have to start with a metal hook. And what I want to start is Nettie by Anna Nikoprovic. It's so pretty. So I want to start that. I have got my yarn cake in there already, which is a Karen pound cake. Yeah, but let me show you what has just arrived. I've never had this in the post before, so it's exciting. So this box of silly flowers was sitting outside my door. I was blow drying my hair, so I didn't hear the postman, but I did hear a beep, so I went and checked, and this was sitting outside. So they are apparently flowers from Scilly, Isle of Scilly. It's wrapped up in green tissue, and it's addressed to myself and my husband. And they're from my nan. They're so pretty. So I'm going to get these out, and I'm going to put them in a vase with some water, because they're still nice and cold, so they must have been sent either today or yesterday. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to putting these up in a little vase. It's now gone 2 in the afternoon, and I'm finally sitting down to edit my podcast. I've only had it filmed for 4 days. Wish me luck. So it's taken me almost 2 hours, but I have finished editing, like chopping and cutting up whatever, the podcast, well, the main part of the podcast anyway. So that's without any of the extras that I put in. And extra pictures and things like that. So that is done. So now I'm going to try and finish it with the last few bits as well. And then the Sundays decided to come out. So I'm supposed to be going to karate, but by the time I get there, I'll probably be like an anxious wreck from trying to actually get there on time. So I'm going to try and finish up the podcast and get it exported and hopefully uploaded. Or at least set it to upload, so it can do that overnight. In the meantime, I have dug out this cross stitch piece, which you can see is over half finished. I just have to finish the other wings basically, but it is 1/1 black thread on even weave, so it is quite small. It is 28 count. Yes, 28 count, so it's teeny tiny stitches, which is why I keep stopping it and not working on it, because I need to rest my eyes. But yeah, so I'm going to sit and add the last few bits to this podcast. I'm hoping it won't take me too long, but there is currently an hour and 21 minutes of footage without the extras. Yeah, so I think I'm going to put in it some, like, what they call timestamps, so that if people want to skip stuff, then they can. They don't have to sit and watch me show off everything I bought, basically, for July, and they can just skip to the end, or skip to the good bit. I'm also hoping that it doesn't get pulled up for copyright, purely because I started singing in it. But I only did 2 lines, so fingers crossed. Yeah, so that is basically what I'm going to try and do for the rest of today. It is 6 o'clock. Karate starts at 6:45, so my husband should be home before 8:30, give or take. And we are having spaghetti bolognese for dinner. A spag bowl sauce that my dad made, so it's got that homely touch to it. Yeah, that's it. See you on the other side. It appears to be raining. Although there's blue skies. Yeah, so I was supposed to be going out to meet a friend today, but obviously weather has other ideas, so that's not happening. I am going to go and see Joey today. He's at my parents' house because my parents are on like a staycation on a boat. They've gone basically on a cruise that's not actually leaving dock. With my aunt and uncle, so they're away for a few days, which means my sister is home on her own for the last 2 days, and they come back tonight, I believe. So Joey has been with her Thursday and Friday and today, mainly because I was due to work on Thursday and teach at the craft shed in Basildon. However, COVID had other ideas and the owner came down positive, so that is being postponed and rescheduled. It's not been a great week really for plans. I have, however, finished a blanket. So I finished the carousel blanket. I had it blocking yesterday on the floor, so I've now removed it off of the blocking mats, and I now need to trim off all of the ends that I wove in. Yeah, yesterday I sat and edited the podcast that went up this morning. So go over and watch that if you haven't already. And so I have been spending the morning watching other people's podcasts. I've been watching Heather's Crafty World on YouTube. I also follow her on Instagram, and I have been a subscriber of her channel since her first episode. And I think in one of her last episodes she said she'd had over 200 subscribers. She seems to be picking up quite a lot of traction, which is brilliant, and she does a lot of cross stitch, so it's really nice to see how people either cross stitch differently or just what sort of projects they're working on. So she's currently working on quite a lot of heaven and earth designs, which are full coverage and therefore huge, and therefore going to take years to finish. I'm not necessarily one to work on a project for that long. I mean, you've seen recent whips and recent finishes over the last year or so that were long-standing languishing whips. I do get bored quite easily with my cross stitch. I haven't really done anything actually in terms of cross stitch other than the Mighty Samurai since about March. I am going to sit and try and do my tribal butterfly though. I think I mentioned yesterday that I've got half left or less than half left to do on it, but it's so tiny, so I need really good light. And actually it is nice and bright out, it's just raining, so I could sit and do it, but I am going to go and see Joey and my sister. So I'm going to take them in some food, and then my sister is cooking dinner for us as well, so that's going to be really nice to do. In the meantime, I am now editing week 1 of my summer vlogs, which is almost done. I just need to find like a small track for the beginning bit and a intro screen, and then I'll work on week 2, which is this week. Yes.
Both patterns from March's Cozy Box, so those are the Penelope knits and the New Leaves knits, a knit and crochet pattern respectively. And yesterday
Hi guys, so it is now 11:30 on Sunday night, and I am finally going to go to bed. I have had quite a good day today actually. I've done loads of cross stitch, so I've been working on another one of these Care Bears, so I've got pretty much all of the body done. Just got to fill in all the little bits basically. I actually picked him up again yesterday, so I'll pop a picture up of what he looked like when I picked him up and what I got to yesterday before then working on him again today. And so this morning I joined in with Coffee Morning, run by Gemma of the Midnight Diary, and got to see lovely ladies again, which is really nice. Everyone's kind of like in their own little world today, but that's really nice. It's just nice to be able to sit and just be in company of other people, even if it is via Zoom. So that's really good. And then what else did I do? So I have watched one episode of D&D, or at least half an episode. Yeah, half an episode of D&D. They were fighting a white dragon. I've also this evening watched Gemma had her premiere for her latest podcast, so I've sat and watched that. I missed the first 10 minutes though, so I went back to the beginning afterwards and watched it all over again, and then went and joined her, put a comment on her previous podcast for a little giveaway that she's running over there, so do head over and have a look. I have been out today, and I think I have done almost 8,000 steps, which is really nice. And I went to Billericay Summerfest. I normally have a stall at this event, but I didn't actually know it was on, because it was cancelled last year, and obviously we didn't know what the restrictions were. But it has been raining for most of today, so I'm quite glad I didn't, because I don't want my stock to get wet. But anyway, no, so we went and had a look around there. I've got some footage of the classic cars, because they always have like a classic cars like show, which is really nice to see. There's like a band and stuff. There's all the charity stalls with tombolas, and then you've got other stalls with items to purchase, so things like jewellery and homewares and all different things basically, and lots of food. So I went up with my husband lives in Billericay, or at least his parents live in Billericay. So we met up with his dad and his brother and his brother's girlfriend, and we just went for a really nice wander around the fair basically, just to see what it was like. I have like been to see it in past years, but I had a stall at the past two. Obviously didn't have last year because everything was cancelled last year, but that's fine. Yeah, I've sat and eaten a whole bar of dairy milk orange chocolate. Yummy. And I'm now about to go to bed, so I am signing off for this week. Another week down, and I'll see you all again next week. Take care. Bye.